Vamos! I'll just leave that there. That's fine. How you guys doing tonight? Yeah? Well, it should be. It's Friday, right? Man, I love doing this shit. I'm a huge fan. It's kind of like a dream of mine to do stand-up. It's always been one. It wasn't the first one, though. My first dream was being a baseball player. And that dream died a quick death, let me tell you. I was 17 years old, was playing third base, and fielded a ground ball. And I picked up said ground ball, and I threw it to first base. And when I did, I just airmailed the shit out of it. 10 feet over the first baseman's head, 15 feet to the right. I hit a lady in the neck. And the reason why I know I got her in the neck is because I heard her go, "Ow, my fucking neck!" So, you know, it's really weird when your coach comes out and just takes you out of the game and goes, "Hey, Hamill, go play the parking lot. Wait for your parents." Oh, man. But I'm a huge sports fan, and I know it's early tonight, and I don't want to lose you guys, but I will admit I am a New England sports fan. I like this guy right here. Yeah, thank you. I haven't heard that 11 times today. I heard that at King Soopers, by the way. I'm just walking in, the guy goes, "Hey, fucking Red sucks." And I'm like, "Oh, all right." And then I politely told him to suck his mother's cock, so it's fine. All right, never mind. But I'm a huge I'm a huge New England fan, and it's to the point where I actually believe in my heart and in my brain that I could blow Tom Brady and it would not be gay. Nope. It'd be like civic pride, you know what I mean? It's like getting a key to the city, a big fucking meaty key to the city. Oh, sorry, somewhere else for a minute. All right. Lost my concentration. I don't know what happened. I moved here like 2 years ago, and one thing I've noticed too is that it's hard to like talk shit with Bronco or Denver fans in general. It's hard too. You guys aren't. It's not a banter thing. You guys just shut it the fuck down. You know, it's like you don't. It's not like you're bad at it. It's not like you're good at it. You just don't allow it to happen. You just have like shit talking kryptonite. You don't stop it. One time I was at a light rail station and I saw a dude wearing a Peyton Manning jersey, and I figured I'd fuck with the guy, just band with whatever. And I see him and I go, "Peyton Manning? Man, that guy must be terrible to have sex with." You know what I mean? Always changing positions, using hand signals, yelling, "Hurry, hurry, hurry." And then when he comes, he yells, "Omaha!" You know what I mean? That's fucking awful. And the guy looks at me just dead-faced and goes, "Yeah, man, that's not true." And then his friend behind him goes, "Yeah, liable is a thing." What the fuck? Like, okay. Like, I'm pretty sure he ain't gonna sue me. He's too busy making Papa John ads. Like, I don't. Anyway. So, being here is a lot of fun, though. I mean, I've been living here for a while, and it's pretty cool. The weed's nice. That's oh yeah, that's a fucking blast. The weird thing was that I didn't know that a lot of places around here, when it comes to jobs, they drug test, which I did not see coming. It's you know what I mean? I really did. It's like you guys lure people in to like move here for the weed, and then all of a sudden it's like, I can't find employment. What the fuck? So I had a job one time, and I get this drug test. I take the first one. I passed. I figured I'd clean myself. I was only here for a few days. I haven't discovered weed yet. And then all of a sudden, I take the drug test, and then I'm like, fuck it, let's get high all week. Yay, I mean, fucking why not? I'm in Denver. It's what you do, right? It's like if I was in Baltimore, I'd stab someone. That's what you do. It's just what you do in Denver. And all of a sudden, I go to work like a week later, and my boss goes, "Yeah, we're gonna have you take another drug test." And I'm like, "What?" And he goes, yeah, we got to take another one. And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And I'm like, "Oh, no, you're fucked." Like, I got high in the parking lot before he told me this. Like, that's how fucked I am. So I realized my house is like on the way to the clinic to do the drug testing. So I called my brother, who's like straight edge. And I go, dude, I need your piss. And he goes, excuse me? I go, I need your piss. I'll give you $40 if you just give me your piss. He goes, why? I go, it's for a job. He goes, whatever. So I go to the house. I'm like, where's John? And my mom goes, oh, he's in the bathroom. And he comes out of the bathroom with a 1-gallon Ziploc bag just full of piss. I'm like, this isn't for me and everyone I work with, you fucking idiot. So that guy like this, and it's like a throw pillow made of piss. It's just this. Like, what the fuck? So I'm pouring out my brother's piss, and I'm like, things aren't going well. This is bad. So I got the bag, and I'm stuffing it down my pants because you got to keep it warm to sell the illusion that it's your pee. So I'm walking in. By the way, it's just a sloshing around, the weirdest feeling, and I'm trying to walk I'm walking in the clinic like this because I don't want the bag to bust, because how weird would that be? All of a sudden, just out of nowhere, just fucking a huge... I don't want that. It's like a nightmare scenario. And I'm so nervous that I'm misspelling my own fucking name. Like, that's how bad it's getting. And then I get into the bathroom, and the guy goes, all right, I'm going to stand here. You use the urinal. And he's like in direct line of sight of me. And I can't have him see me pull a bag of piss out. So I got to think quick. And I thought, you know what? I'll fake a fear of urinals. That's what I'll do. That way I can use a stall. And I look at the guy all just panicky. I go, dude, I can't do this. I can't, man. And he's like, what the fuck are you talking about? I go, man, I'm afraid of urinals, man. I'm afraid of them. My buddy Leroy had his dick just ripped right the fuck off, man. I can't, no. And it's an American standard urinal. It totally would tear my dick right the fuck off. And the guy's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I'm like, man, you don't understand. I'm selling this irrational fear. And he's like, all right, fucking fine, Jesus. So he lets me go into the fucking stall. And I get this bag of piss. And I'm like, what do I can't open the top because of teeth. You know what I mean? I can't have that. Do I bite the corner of the bag? I think, I didn't bite the corner of the fucking bag. But it was a thought that I'm like, is this job, it's $12 an hour. So I pour it in and I sell it, and then I give it to the guy, and then a week later my boss goes, you passed the drug test. And then I just high-fived him. I high-five, he's just like, and he took the high-five, but in a very confusing fashion, like, why? Oh, okay. And then I got fired. But it's a whole other thing. Man. I have this weird medical thing that sucks. And I've been to the hospital a lot. I'm not gonna get into it. It's real life shit that if I told you, you'd be like, oh, dude, it's Friday, shut the fuck up. But it's made me think a lot about my grandma. And she passed away about 10 years ago. She can't. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. It gets funnier. Hold on. And because of my grandma, there's a certain word that a lot of people, especially women, find offensive. But I hold it dear to my heart. And that word is the word cunt. And the reason, thank you. And the reason why is because it's the last thing my grandmother ever said to me. It wasn't like before she died, she went, Jacob, I always knew you were a cunt, and then she died. That's not what happened. What happened was my grandmother was in a room in the hospital. She was sharing a room, and this woman that she was with sharing it was clinically insane. Like just fucking batshit crazy. To the point where she was repeating the same words over and over again. She would say over and over again, my hoo-hoo hurts, my hoo-hoo hurts, my hoo-hoo hurts. That's hilarious now, but if I locked the doors and stood up here for like 15 hours straight and said that over and over again, one of you would kill me. That's just a thing, and I'd be totally okay with it. But my poor grandmother's been doing this shit for 3 days, and she can't get up, right? She just can't do anything about it. So she motions me over, and I go, Nana, do you need anything? What do you need? Do you need like a water? Do you need a nurse? Do you need like a Marlboro 100? What do you need? She goes, just come here, Jacob. I go, all right, what is it, Nana? And this is the last thing she ever said to me, swear to God. Jacob, I really need you to punch that fucking cunt in the hoo-ha. That is the last thing my grandmother ever said to me. And I did. I fucking uppercutted the shit out of Ollie's bush. Wham! Just it's like punching a hole in an asbestos wall. Just fucking bam. Shit's hitting me in the hair. I'm not a monster, okay? I'm not. It's my grandmother's dying wish. I'm a good grandson, guys. Anyway, I've been Jake Hamill. You guys enjoy the rest of the show. Janae Burris, everybody.
Jake Hamill, ladies and gentlemen. All right, that was pretty awesome. So let's keep it rolling with your next comedian, Olivia Lindstrom. Round of applause, por favor. And also, before we meet Olivia, remember that the kitchen does close at 8:30 for food.
All right, everyone, let's give it up for Mr. Eugene Kenny and Janae Burris again. This is why we get to be here, is because people are willing to be here early and do things for us, so thanks. Why do white girls always travel in odd numbers? Because we can't even. Everyone said it would be harder as a woman in comedy, which to some extent I agree with. It's mostly dudes and it gets old some days. But it's a lot harder for me at the club, actually. I went out with some friends the other weekend for a birthday, and we're dancing, and then a song comes on, and it's the song All About That Bass, which is fine. It's catchy, right? That's who I am. I'm like, it's catchy. And I am with my skinnier friend, and she's like, it's not okay to be fat. I don't know why people think it's okay to be fat, which I also totally agree with, because there's this America movement of like, be fat. It's like, no, be who you are and be healthy and happy. Don't be, but it's like, it's about being curvy, whatever, dancing, and then there's a guy, and the guy, I'm sort of like, yeah, I'm all about those bases, like, whatever you, sure. And so, but then all of these ideas are conflicting, and I'm like, am I all about that bass? Like I'm just not sure now, because I've got a lot of conflicting information, because the guy's like, don't worry about her. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, should I be worried about her? Like, nobody's ever told me this before, but at the same time, I am at that awkward in-between weight. Holla. No? All right. A lot of you are at that, I'm sure. You all know where I'm at. Anyway. So, I live with guys most of the time because I don't get along with women as well. Not even don't get along, just relate to men. But then there's porn, which is a funny thing. And I don't necessarily relate on that level. But I am accepting of it, right? If you're living with guys, you have a lot of close guy friends, like you're gonna come into contact or hear about it or something. But what's scarier is when you find hard copy porn. Like Bang My White Tight Ass, number 11. And yeah, it's terrifying for a multitude of reasons. Mostly because I found this while living with these guys, and I'm white. I happen to have a tight ass, and I was once 11, so no good can come from that. Thanks, everybody. You're lovely people. Yeah, thank you. All right, so I work at an elementary school. You're all like, this is exactly what we didn't want to hear. Like, this is who our kids, anyway. But I work for DPS, and the school I work at is in one of those neighborhoods where you can just, like, I feel like you can distinguish socioeconomic status of neighborhoods and how much the government cares by the railroad crossing signage. And how that's all indicated. So I go to school in a neighborhood where it's just like the X, just the standard X on like a stump that's like railroad crossing. And if you don't see that and there's a train, you might be dead. And that does, it happens. And then, you know, because standardly we have an arm in a busy place like that, but I feel like that kind of describes the environment in which I teach, or try to, but it's basically just this concept that the government believes that poor people are worth less. Which I understand that I'm worth less. I'm at that point where I'm worth more dead because of insurance. And because that's how little I don't have insurance, guys. It's not that, no. It's not that era anymore. Anyway, So I work at a school. During lunch, I go around and I help the kids open their milks because it's still in an envelope, and that's frustrating for them. They're like, Mrs., why is the milk still in an envelope? And I'm like, I don't know. We have a lot of other technology, but I have to have a job, so they keep it in an envelope so I can open it for you. So I open the milks, and I walked over to the kindergarten table the other day, and this little Asian girl looks up at me, and she's like, Jesus is your father. And I was like, okay, and it's school, so I'm trying not to really go either way. Like, I can't be like, no, he's not, and I can't be like, God bless. Like, neither of those are appropriate statements in a public school. And so I just say the first thing that pops into my head, which is, Luke, I am your father. At which point, this pious little girl looks up at me and she's like, that's not funny. And this little boy next to her is like, you're funny. And I hate to pick favorites of kindergartners, but sometimes you know who your friends are gonna be, am I right? You just know. So then there's after lunch and the opening of the milks, we go to recess. And recess duty, we often refer to the playground as the widow maker. I don't know that it's that bad, but I don't know that that's an exaggeration either. And so we're not allowed to climb up the slides, right, at recess. Little kids can't climb up. We're supposed to slide down. Because when we run up the slides, and our friends do too, and then somebody else slides down, that's how we break our faces. And that's my job, is to keep them from breaking each other and themselves. And so we have a lot of language barriers, though. And so this little girl doesn't speak any English, and I'm first grader. I'm kind of trying to explain to her that she can't do this. But I'm an idiot. And so as the adult in the situation, I tell another kid, run up the slide so that I can go, no, when you do it. No. And so this other little girl runs up, and I'm like, no. And then she falls and breaks her face. And I laughed, because people falling is funny. Almost all the time. All right. Well, I'm going to wrap up with a quick one that I heard from a lady at a bar the other day, actually. And I just like it, but I'm giving her credit. And I think her name is Jessie. All right. So there was a guy who moved to a new town, and he was pretty lonely. So at work, he reached out to one of his coworkers, and he was like, what are you doing? It's Friday. Like, does everybody go and have a beer? Does anybody do anything? He's like, well, I'm having a get-together at my place if you want to come. And the guy's like, okay. And he's like, but there's going to be a lot of swearing. And the guy's like, okay, like, I can deal with, I don't have a problem with swearing. And he's like, all right, well, there's going to be a lot of fighting. And he's like, I mean, okay, I haven't been out in a bit. And he's like, well, there's going to be a lot of sex. And the guy's like, I mean, he's a guy, right? So he's like, okay, I guess, what should I wear? I haven't been out in a bit. Like, I'll come, I'll check it out, what should I wear? And the guy goes, well, it doesn't really matter, whatever you're comfortable in, because it's just going to be the two of us. Thanks, guys. Give it up for Janae again.
Nice job, Olivia. Awesome. She was awesome. Awesome sauce. What is that from? A commercial? Isn't that from a commercial? Did you know that cable? You better get you some Netflix or something. Quoting commercials over here. Wow. All right, coming up next for your enjoyment. I hope everybody's having a good time back there. Can I get some noise from the back? Are y'all with me back there in the back? Because I saved some more funny for y'all. I hope y'all appreciate this. I'm about to hook y'all up right now. Give it up for Andreas Bassarel.
All right. I think she oversold it, but we'll try to do this. My name's Andreas. I once mistakenly bought and wore a maternity sweater for one whole trimester. Don't worry though, I didn't keep it. That's where this gets dark. Every time I've ever had to buy plan B, I kind of always knew it was plan A. I like how all the guys are laughing at that one because they know what I'm talking about. I told my mom that joke at dinner and she fell apart. She was like, Andreas, don't say shit like that. Tell me that's not true. And I said, Mom, it's okay. Abortion jokes are fine. They're not about real people. Like I said, my name is Andreas. I'm Denver's premier abortion comic. That's a title I hold near and dear to my heart. Unlike my kids. Okay. That's rude. Don't say shit like that, guys. So here. I found out I work at a grocery store. That was highly disappointing. No. I work at a grocery store, you guys, and it's not all it's cracked up to be. I try to be nice to my customers. It gets monotonous just scanning and sacking and saying hi to everyone, and people just don't know to leave you alone. And I have customers say, how's it going? And I'll say, another day. And they'll say, yeah, another day, huh? Living the dream, right? Living the dream. And I'll tell them the truth. Yeah, I'm living the dream. Because in second grade, this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to be a grocery store shift manager. And my teacher said, no, Andreas, you got your head in the clouds. Go be a teacher. Go be a scientist. Go be a doctor. But no, you won't ever make it as a grocery store shift manager. But I proved them wrong. So I went to school, got the grades, got the 2.0 average. Yeah, really busted my ass for it. Thanks, yep. You saved $13.25 and got 87 fuel points off this order, guys. Have a good one. Yeah. No. But I used to have a really bad habit of dating my coworkers. And like I said, I'm a grocery store shift manager, so it only got worse, And there's always that one girl that thinks she's going to move ahead into the company by fucking the grocery store shift manager. God bless her, man. Yeah. Thank you, guys. No, that girl actually became my girlfriend. But yeah, so, I have a girlfriend apparently. I make that joke and I still get away with that. But my friends, they give me a hard time because they look just like me, and I have a girlfriend and they don't. And they always give me a hard time when I show up late somewhere with her. Like, were you guys having sex? Is that why you were late? Is that what you're doing? You're doing it? And I don't get that. Like, why would you make fun of someone for that? Or that's like making fun of someone for having kids and being late. Like, what were you doing 12 years ago, huh? Were you doing it from behind because your kid looks like a dog? I wouldn't say that, you guys. That's bullshit. That's like a bullshit remark. I'm more of an adult than that, I went to my nephew's second birthday party the other day, and he turned 2. He passed out halfway through the party, and we kept partying without him. And I realized that only happens at 2 points in your life, and that's when you turn 2 and when you turn 21. Is that your friends will party without you after you pass out halfway through your party. You can literally do all the same things. You can shit yourself and suck on someone's nipple and pass out, and all your friends will keep partying on your birthday when you're 2 and you're 21. Let's see here, guys. What else I've been working on lately? Like I said, guys, I have a girlfriend. I make abortion jokes. I'm Denver's premier abortion comic. And I'm actually going to be a dad, you guys. I just found out. So thank you. And it's been a weird transition. I didn't know it was like turning into a werewolf. Like, I've been, like, all my band t-shirts and all my sneakers have gone missing. Like, they disappear every night. And in the morning, I find, like, dress shoes and dress shirts instead in my closet. I don't know how it's happening. I woke up with this haircut, you guys. I used to have really shaggy hair. It's been really terrifying. My friends don't get it. I'm the first one to fuck up. No. Let's hear. But, yeah, so, and a lot of my friends, they're more adult than I am. They're doing it right. If they're not committing suicide, they're getting married. And they're assholes. They're assholes because I would go to either of those events. And I would stop it on both of those occasions. No. My name's Andreas. I used to work at McDonald's. That was my first job. Yeah, right? It's very fitting. And I spent the first 3 months making nothing but French fries and hash browns 5 days a week because they didn't know I spoke English. That's a real story, guys. I wish this was a joke. But we all found out in the harshest way. We got a new manager. He was a white guy. And I thought I was being sexually harassed because he was just saying, undress, undress, undress. And if you whisper that to a 17-year-old boy ear from behind for 2 minutes, it does freak him out. So I screamed. I was like, what? And he said, you speak English? I was like, yeah, I speak English. And that's how I got to work in the window. That's how they did that to me. But, as I was saying on the topic of suicide, as a comedian, there's some rough nights. You know, you don't get the laughs you thought you deserved, or you know, it just doesn't go the way you want it to. And I'll be honest, I've been there. Just like, you know, I didn't write, you know, I didn't know what I was gonna do, but I knew I was ready. Like when you want to go on vacation, but you don't know how you're gonna buy it. You know, like I was there, and I had to get myself out. So I wrote, and I tried writing about all the things that make me happy. I didn't write, you know, about like family or friends or my girlfriend or this whole comedy thing, but I wrote. And when I looked at the list, I realized I had written down all my favorite toppings for pizza. And I'm the kind of guy that really does love pizza. You know, like every pizza's a personal pizza for me. But I thought that John Legend song was about pizza, that all of you. Because all of me loves all of you, pizza. All your curves and all your edges. All your perfect imperfections. You know. But I definitely love my pizza. Let's see here. I got one more for you. As a comedian, I make jokes about abortion. I make jokes about my girlfriend. I make jokes about McDonald's. But there's some things I won't touch. I won't touch other religions. I don't think that's right. And I won't touch other races. I don't feel comfortable making jokes like that. And I won't make jokes about vets. Because they're doctors too, damn it, sort of. Come on, that's cute. Every time I hear the phrase LBGT, I think of a really delicious sandwich. And before anyone gets offended, I can say that because some of my best friends make sandwiches. Okay. But this is my worst joke right here. Everyone hates this joke. I have this weird, twisted relationship with this joke. It's awful. Taylor Swift. That's it, guys. That's the joke. Taylor Swift is a fucking joke. No, that's rude. I love Taylor. She actually, she has a new dating website because she's running out of celebrities to fuck. And it's just like Tinder, except she swipes left or right, and you know, we put up our pictures and our descriptions and all that, and we lay it on the line. And you know, I didn't put a profile picture because this is my face, but I put a good description. I said I was a strong cross between John Mayer and Chaz Bono. If you're laughing at that, it's because you can see it, so fuck you. But thanks for laughing at everything else, guys. My name's Andreas. Give it up for your host, Janae.
Nice work. Give it up for, wait, what was his name again? Andres. You're right. Give it up for Andres Basarel, you guys. What a awesome job. Let's keep it going. I'm in the mood for some funny. Keep those applause going for the Rodney Revival.
All right, what a crowd, what a crowd. They do this to the rookies. All right. Welcome to Aries Tavern, all right? Give it up for Eugene Kenny. Oh, yeah. I tell you, that guy. I just found out a few months ago. He used to date my wife. Oh, yeah. And for those of you that think that size don't matter, well, you got another thing coming. Well, everybody doing okay tonight? I tell you, folks, I'm doing okay, too. You know, I'm doing okay now. But last week I was in rough shape. Well, last week I found out I was added to the TSA no-fly list. Oh, yeah, coming back from Vegas, I was subjected to a full-body cavity search. I tell you, though, it wasn't that bad. Oh, yeah, that's more action I've seen in 6 months. Oh, yeah, and I mentioned she was a female TSA agent. Oh, yeah, she strapped on those gloves, went about her business. I tell you, folks, I kept yelling at her, talk dirty to me, talk dirty to me. Oh, yeah, I can't wait for my next flight. All right. I tell you, I know what you guys are thinking. Turned on by the TSA. I tell you, I don't got no sex life anymore. Well, my wife and I, we got our clothes off. We can't quit laughing. Oh, yeah, my wife. We've tried everything. My wife has more fucking toys than my grandkids. Oh, yeah, folks. I tell you, she's always on her phone texting, you know, playing games. Well, I'm thinking about changing my name to iPhone. Maybe that way I'll get a little more attention. I tell you, it ain't easy. I tell you the whole story, folks, the whole fucking story, you know? I got it tough. I got a lot of problems. Oh, my biggest problem's my new doctor. Oh, yeah, I had to switch it up. You know, Obamacare made me get a new doctor. I got a new doctor. His name's Dr. Todd Sweeney. Oh, yeah, Dr. Todd Sweeney. The first time I went into his office, he made me nervous. He had me sit in a barber chair. Oh, yeah. He kept mumbling to himself. Are you sure you don't need a shave? I tell you, I left my doctor, went to my therapist. You know, it didn't get any better. I told her, I said, I'm feeling like shit. Everybody's treating me terrible. I'm feeling like a dog. She said, get off my couch. I tell you, folks, I tell you, I get no respect, you know? I get no respect at all. All right. I tell you, it's tough getting any respect when you're as ugly as I am, you know? I've known it for years. Why, when I was a baby, it started when I was a baby. My mom, she never breastfed me. She said she only liked me as a friend. Oh, my dad, he wasn't any better, you know. He made me sleep on the floor in the kitchen naked. Keep the roaches away, you know. Oh, my old man, he was terrible. I knew I was ugly. Everybody remember elementary school and picture day? Oh, well, I do too. My old man hired a stand-in. I tell you, folks, it's tough being ugly. Oh, yeah, in high school, you know, they voted me most likely to masturbate. Oh, yeah, it doesn't get any easier when you get older. Oh, yeah, getting older, I took my dog into the vet the other day to get him fixed. Oh, yeah, they tried to cut my balls off. I tell you, folks, it's not easy, you know. I tell you, it's not easy being me. You're getting real quiet. I tell you, what a tough crowd. North Denver, tough crowd, huh? North Denver, right? I tell you, I asked my doctor once, I said, hey, what about a vasectomy? He said, with a face like yours, you don't need one. I tell you, folks, I tell you, it ain't easy being me. Yeah. I can remember my parents. You know, I used to ask my parents all the time, why don't we go to Disneyland? Why don't we do something fun, you know? They said, my old man told me, he said Mickey Mouse died in a cancer experiment. Oh, yeah. They'd take us to places like Toadstool Park, you know, rock formations in the middle of nowhere, 100-degree heat, in the middle of summer, running out of water. Oh, I lost 2 siblings that day. I don't know about you folks, but I think they planned it. Oh, no laughing here. This isn't no laughing matter, folks. I tell you, I've got a lot of problems. I figured out the best way to solve these problems. I smoke a lot of weed. I don't know if anybody out there smokes weed. Anybody smoke weed? Oh, yeah, I tell you, I do too. It helps a lot. Helps me get through the day. I tell you, they got all the different kinds of marijuana now. You go into the stores, they got Willie Nelson. Well, the other day I bought some Dick Cheney. Well, I took that shit home and smoked it. I went hunting, shot somebody, and got away with it. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, it's a tough one, you know. I'm afraid to try the fucking Jeffrey Dahmer. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, no laughing matter here, you know. I tell you, folks, all these political campaigns, you know. They're already talking about 2016 in the presidential campaign. I tell you, I'm thinking about running for office next time around. Anybody for Rodney, for president? Oh, I tell you, folks, I'm thinking about running for office. But you know, nowadays, they want you to smoke crack. Take pictures of your dick and text them to everybody. Oh, yeah. That's what they expect from you. Well, I tell you, I tried to take a picture of my dick. I couldn't get the camera to zoom in far enough. Oh, yeah. I'll leave you with one more, folks. I tell you, getting old is tough, you know. Getting old is a lot tougher than you think. You got to watch what you eat. You got to take your pills, you know. Well, the other day, I took some Viagra with my prune juice. I didn't know if I was coming or going. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I tell you, there's some good stuff about it, too, you know. You got to hang out with your grandkids. Oh, yeah, hang out with my grandson a lot. Why, we even learned how to change diapers together. Oh, yeah. Well, you guys have been great. I hope you had a few laughs. All right? Look up the Rodney Revival on Facebook, like my page. I'll see you around, all right?
very much. The Rodney Revival. I saw Revival. I thought we was about to go to church up in here. That's cool, too. We can go to church. We'll let this next comedian take you to church on this one. Give it up for Kristen Harris.
Hey, Ari's Tavern, how's it going? Yeah, right on. So, how are your guys' New Year going so far? I know that didn't sound like a sentence in English at all, but that's fine. I'll move on. I know it's weird to be talking about New Year's when it's almost February, but I have this thing where I'm kind of in denial about the passage of time. So I'm just going to talk about what happened to me at New Year's real quick. My family always gets together around New Year's to talk about New Year's resolutions and everything. I was having a hard time coming up with one because, I mean, there's just like a massive list of things I need to work on. But my grandma decided that she was going to come up with one for me, and she said, "This is the year, Krista. This is the year that you're going to become thin." And I said, well, you know, I hope this isn't the year that I'm going to become a unicorn, because I don't think that's going to happen either. Yeah, and here's the interesting thing. While she was saying this, she was eating a hot dog, and she was telling me, maybe we can make a cake for later. And I was thinking, okay, I got it. It's a projection. It's a projection. At the same time, it's not like she's wrong exactly. I mean, like, I have a mirror. I know what the situation is, okay? But I really do want to just focus, as cliche and awfully annoying as it sounds, I want to focus on my health more than anything, you know? And I'm doing okay with that so far. Like, I've lost 10 pounds. I'm breathing a little easier. That's kind of good. Well, I've got like 100 to go, so like maybe hold off on the good for you, but I mean, I appreciate the support, I really do. That's been going okay so far, except for the fact that I've been having a hard time finding workout clothes in my size. I go to like Dick's Sporting Goods, and they are kind of dicks about it. They're like, yeah, that's really just that we don't have anything for you. So what I do is I just like run around the block in front of their store, and I'm like, I'll show you, Dick's, I'll show you. And then I like wheeze and stuff, so it's not really quite making the point that I want to make, but you know, it's a start, I guess. So Valentine's Day is coming up. That's either something to look forward to or something to dread. Sort of depending on your perspective there. I think it's kind of nice in a way, but I also think it's a little overblown in another way because to me it's kind of amateur night, you know, binging on a lot of candy, worrying about other people's over-the-top expectations about what you're going to do for them. I mean, I can do that any night of the week. I really can. I decided I'm going to do something a little bit different this year. I'm just going to pretend that Valentine's Day is a second Halloween, because I really like Halloween, one of my favorite holidays. And I actually think other people are on board with me for this, because last week I went to the store, and they had all kinds of candy, and they had all kinds of crazy, weird, skimpy, lazy costumes. So I think they're on board with that. I'm not going to go the crazy, skimpy costume route, because that's just like all kinds of yikes, and I know it. I'm just going to wear like my normal clothes, wear a cape over that. And I know it's going to work, because it's a cape. It'll fit. If you get to a point in your life where a cape doesn't fit, what you can do is you can try to find a tarp, and if that doesn't work, it might be time for an intervention of some kind. Speaking of interventions, I really feel like job interviews are kind of trying to do an intervention on my personality, because I have one, and apparently that's a problem. Here's the thing. They always ask me questions about my goals in life, and I have this compulsion to like occasionally tell the truth. And that becomes kind of a problem. They ask, so do you have outside interests other than this job? And I say, yes. And they're like, ooh, that was the wrong answer. That's the less profitable answer. they also ask, how I feel about unions and things, and I'm like, well, on the one hand, I can see how they might be bad, but in another way, I feel like, workers should have rights too, and, maybe they're good. And they're like, okay, well, we'll show you the door. And I'm like, that is an awfully nice door. Is it also a window of opportunity? And they're like, not from my perspective, it isn't. And I'm like, well, maybe that's your problem. So, I've been finding other opportunities, and it's going pretty well so far, I suppose. I'll switch gears here with no real transition, but hopefully the next one will be better. I went to the doctor recently because I had a cough that wasn't going away, and I didn't actually want to go because I'm like really hopelessly stubborn, but my friends were kind of concerned, and they were like half actually concerned and half just wanting me to stop complaining and stuff. So anyway, I went, and I was actually pretty impressed by the doctor's honesty, because I find that's pretty rare. He was like, look, here's the problem. The meds that you have been taking, they are not really, they're clinically proven not to work, but somehow the pharmacy still sells them. And I think they're just kind of not telling people about that. And I said, yes, thank you for confirming my suspicions that they're totally corrupt, right? And so the thing is, what he suggested, he really suggested this, is that I should just take some whiskey with lemon and that'll clear some things up. And I thought, well, that kind of sounds like maybe too good to be true. Maybe I'll get a second opinion on this. So I asked another doctor about it, and they said, yeah, whiskey with lemon, go for it. So I did, and also I'm calling myself the doctor now. So there's that. One last thing, I really didn't mean to, but I last week kind of got into an altercation with someone at a bar. I was watching a show, as were they, but I was having whiskey as per my doctor's instructions. I got up and I accidentally spilled a little bit of my drink on this woman's coat, and I felt really awful about it at first, but then she kept talking and saying all these passive-aggressive things to me, and the more that was happening, the more I felt kind of okay with it. She was like, thank you so much for spilling your drink on me. And I said, oh, you're welcome. I didn't mean to, but I will be happy to pay for the dry cleaning. Then she goes into this big long spiel about how I wouldn't be able to afford it anyway, and so on and so forth. I say so on and so forth because I actually couldn't hear her, but then she was like, did I make myself clear? And I said, no, I actually didn't, because I'm a little bit hard of hearing, so I didn't hear you. And then she was like, oh, no, you heard me. And I said, no, I'm not trying to be a jerk or anything. Like, I really didn't hear you. Then she repeats herself, and I try to arrange my facial features to sort of express a sense of pretend concern, like, oh, yes, definitely nothing bad should ever happen to you. It's not like this is a thing that happens at bars all the time. And I'll just get going on building that pedestal for you right away. And she kind of flips her hair in a way that I can't really demonstrate because I don't have that kind of hair. And she's like, now did I make myself clear? And I said, I'm sorry, but you really didn't. That time I did hear her, but I sort of pretended like I didn't. Kind of a passive-aggressive tip for that. I don't really feel great about that, but I mean, she stormed off and it was over, so I mean, I guess in a way, that was a win. If there's a moral to any of this, I guess it's that we should all be nice to each other. I don't know what out of anything that I said would like support that in any way, but it sounded nice. That's gonna do it for me. You guys have been awesome. Thank you so much.
it up for Kristen Harris. Great job, young lady, great job. I know, guys, in the back. In the back, I have just one more comedian before I bring up your headliner. I hope that you'll be able to give him your attention. Y'all are so pretty back there. Y'all are so pretty.
Thank you.
We could be best friends. You'll be the pretty one, I'll be the funny one.
Okay.
You won't talk. You'll just look pretty.
Thank you.
Coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, please, a big round of applause. Oh, hold on. Take care of your waitstaff, by the way. Melissa is back here working her ass off, so y'all make sure y'all take care of her. Now, come on now. All right. You're really awesome, though, as an audience. Coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, something is happening. My friends, you know I used to work in schools. I'll wait. Fine with me. Told y'all look good, but y'all not the funny ones. I'm gonna bring up the funny ones. Y'all are good, beautiful friends. And coming up next, a very funny man, Mr. Anthony Armstrong.
How's everybody doing tonight? I was having a conversation about how to discipline your child at work. This lady asked me, was I spanked as a child? I told her no, my mom didn't believe in it, but she did believe in whooping my ass. That's totally different. I had one of those moms, when she got mad at you, she'd hit you with the closest object to her. My mom whooped my ass once with a wind chime. It hurt like hell, but it sounded so beautiful. That's how it was, though. If you messed up, you got your butt whooped in my house. But the last thing you wanted to do was get your butt whooped the same day my mom was having a bad day. That's not the ass whooping you wanted. I remember this one time I got in trouble at school. The teacher called home and told my mom. So I already knew when I got there, I was getting ass whooping. So I'm walking home, I'm trying to get my mind right for what's about to happen. I walk in the house, I walk in with confidence. I see my little brother. I said, where your mom at? He said, she in the bathroom crying. I said, why she crying? He said, she got laid off today. I ran the fuck away. I wasn't taking that ass whooping. I wouldn't have survived it, you know. I didn't run away. Because wasn't nobody gonna come looking for me. They don't go looking for little black kids when they go missing, you know. We don't get Amber Alerts. Matter of fact, the name lets you know they not for little black kids. You don't know one black person named Amber. If you know a black person named Amber, they're in witness protection. And you shouldn't trust Black Amber because she's a fucking snitch. Yeah, Black Amber is telling on people. I was definitely afraid of my mom growing up though, man. But for good reason, because my mom used to beat my dad. Yeah, like my mom used to domestically abuse the shit out of my father. And I felt bad for him too, because my dad was only 5'6", 150 pounds. My mom was 5'9", 240. Like he was out of his weight class, like these fights should have never took place. You know? I remember this particular time. I was at school, my mom was at work. My dad was at home washing clothes. My dad ended up, he messed around and bleached my mom's work uniforms. My mom came home and started beating his ass immediately. You know? I come home, I walk in the door, all I see is my mom beating up with dad. You know? I close the door, he hears the door close, he looks at me like for help. I was like, no, you're not finna get both of our asses whooped. You better stop crying and duck them punches, take that ass whooping like a man. Yeah. I remember one time I got in trouble and my mom wasn't at home, so my dad tried to discipline me. I was like, really, man? Really? I seen what my mom does to you. Don't make me call her and get both of our asses fucked up. Oh, times are changing, man. Everyone's offended so easily, you know? Certain things you can't say. It wasn't like that when I was growing up. I grew up in the 80s, you know? Matter of fact, I got a story for you. When I was a kid, I fell off my bike. I hit my head. My mom took me to the doctor. I remember the doctor telling my mom these exact words. He walked in the room and said, "Mrs. Armstrong, your son has a concussion and it's a high possibility he'll be slightly retarded." You can't tell nobody their child gonna be retarded. And just slightly? Telling somebody they slightly retarded is like telling somebody they got a little bit of AIDS. That doesn't make any sense. But as a child, I was determined to find out exactly what I can get away with at my level of retardation. So the next day, I got on the bus to go to school. I wore a helmet. The teacher comes over to me. She goes, "Anthony, take that helmet off. You're not that retarded." I said, "Okay, all right." I went to school. I came home. So the next day, I get on the bus to go to school. I started licking the windows. The teacher comes over to me. She goes, "Anthony, stop licking the windows. You're not that retarded." I said, "Okay." Went to school, came home. So the third day, I get on the bus to go to school. I pulled down my pants. I started peeing in the middle of the bus. The teacher comes over to me. She goes, "Anthony, why are you peeing in the middle of the bus?" I got frustrated. I said, "Because I'm fucking retarded, lady." The teacher looks at me. She goes, "Anthony, pull your pants up. You're not that retarded." She didn't say nothing about me cussing. That was it. I found my level. I was so excited. I ran home. I told my mom. I ran in the house. I said, "Mom, you ain't gonna believe this shit." My mom looked at me. She goes, "Anthony, I know you're slightly retarded, but if you cuss in my house again, I'm gonna make sure you're completely dead." Stopped being retarded that day. Wasn't good for me. Oh, let's see. Anybody in a relationship in here? Anybody? Guys, you guys right here? That's cool. It's hard. It's a lot harder for a man to be in a relationship than a woman. You know, you wanna know why? Because men have dicks. Let me explain that a little bit further. Women have vaginas. We all agree with, okay, women have vaginas. Okay. But vaginas are sensible. You can reason with a vagina. You can't reason with a dick. A dick is hard-headed. He knows everything. You know? If a woman's ever in a situation where she's gonna cheat on her man, her vagina will talk her out of it. Her vagina will say something like, "You remember that time he bought you those flowers and wrote you that poem?" That lady will be like, "You're right, vagina. He did do that." Not a dick. A dick will say something like, "Hey man, you remember that time she starched your underwear and had your nut scratching for a week?" Like, "Yeah, dick, I remember that shit." That's what dicks do. They mess shit up. Why you think men masturbate so much? It's not because we like it. We don't enjoy it. We're trying to beat our dicks into submission. For you. Hey. I'm just playing. That was a joke. That was all jokes. That was all jokes. My girlfriend's sitting right there. That's all jokes. Them all jokes. I got to go home tonight. All jokes. But I am in a relationship. That's my girlfriend right there. She cool as shit. I love her. I love her. But I wake up every day terrified though, man. You know? Because I'm afraid. I'm afraid to be in a relationship because I'm afraid my woman is going to cheat on me. You know? My biggest fear is that my woman's going to go out one day, find another man, fall in love with him, suck his dick, then come home and kiss me. That's my biggest fear. Because if she comes right home and kisses me, it's like I sucked his dick by association. You know? I don't give a hell about her leaving me. I just don't want dick residue on my lips. Some biggest fear. That was a joke. That was all jokes. Them was all jokes. I promise. It's all jokes for your entertainment. I grew up in Chicago, Illinois, man. I grew up around all black people, so it's kind of weird being out here in Denver. But I like it though. It's cool. White people are cool as shit. You know? But sometimes I feel like a chocolate chip somebody dropped in a glass of milk sometimes, you know? Like, what are you doing in there, you little chocolate chip? It's weird, man. It's weird, you know? I like white people though, man. I was actually in the cafeteria the other day. There's a white lady sitting across the table from me. I was in there eating hot wings. I looked up, I know she was staring at me. So I said, can I help you? She says, I love the way you eat chicken. I said, what? She said, you put the whole wing in your mouth and you just pull out the bone. That's amazing. And at first I was mad. I was upset, you know? I'm like, she's racist. But then I thought about it. That is pretty fucking amazing. It takes a real time to get all the meat in one swoop. Hey, man. Y'all been great tonight. My name is Anthony Armstrong. Thank you guys for coming out.
Yeah, Anthony Armstrong, ladies and gentlemen. Very funny. That was awesome. Got it pumped up. Don't lose that energy, guys. I'm bringing up your headliner next, guys. He's a favorite here at Ari's Tavern. You've probably seen him all over Denver. He'll be at the Oriental on Friday. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Chuck Roy.
Great job, Jeanette. Didn't she do a lovely job hosting all night long? Give her a nice round of applause. There were a lot of funny comedians. Hello, good to see you again, Ari's Tavern. Some of you know me, some of you I'm brand new to. Take a good look. I cut my own hair today. I did a bang-up job on these bangs, I'm pretty convinced. I'm trying to keep them short up here so I can get the full mullet. I'm going for the mullet. I'm going for the mullet. I want that. A mullet, that's how you point out your Corvette. Where's my car? It's over there. You can call me Chuck, you can call me Bear. That's another nickname for me. That stands for big, fat, gay guy. You gonna be all right? I think you'll be all right. You'll be all right. That also means I'm a big, tall top. I think I probably could have just said that, right? Right? A big, tall top. That means I like to fuck at the circus. All right, you sounded homophobic for a second, but then you got that joke. Right, it's top and bottom world, right? That's relatable. That translates to every relationship. I barely work out. That's true about me. I don't work out at all. The last thing I worked out was a grocery list. That's it. I walk. That's how I keep such a shapely figure. I walk at the Cheeseman Park right there in Capitol Hill. I get why you're giggling, young man. You ever get so embarrassed at Cheeseman Park you had to leave because you saw your dad's car? All right. I go last. So I do all the good jokes for you. Some of you were stunned on that one. You said, whoa, that was an awful dick joke about the Cheeseman Park. You sound like you're on a little word roller coaster when you laugh. Just, whoa. It's the best ride at Elitch's. Wow, I like that Cheeseman Park. That's a pickle park. Now y'all get it. All right. That's if you're in from out of town or if you're not familiar, that's what we would call that in New Hampshire, a pickle park. That means on the part of the shrubs where the sun doesn't shine, pickles grow. Now I noticed this this week. This one might get me in trouble. I hope not. You're a wonderful crowd. If this one ruined you, I'm sorry. But, When I see Asian girls at the park, I look for a penis. Is that? Should I not share the truth, miss? The kind of movies I watch, the Asian girl typically has a penis. And after 20 years of internet, I learned that this week at the Cheese. I was walking the park and I went, no, she doesn't got one. They typically don't, but the internet has ruined my brain, miss. What kind of porn do you watch? I know, she knows I'm talking to her. She is not the type of person to ever answer that question. Thus the irony. I know all about irony. I teach. I'm going to do a dirty joke. Is that all right? It's Friday night. I thought you'd be okay with it. I teach comedy at the Community College of Denver, where, thank you very much. That's very nice of you. It's a community college where spelling cunts. You're very nice, Ari's Tavern. I said that one once here, and I don't know if I'll ever say that one again. This week we're learning about puns, which is good because 2 of my students have a pun in the oven. Oh, come on, don't worry, it's not mine. That one I really wanted to say and it worked. I was so glad. I do like to work out at the Cheese there. I jog at the Cheeseman Park. That's where I go for a jog. I jog there twice a day. Yeah, that's because there's a hill in the back, miss, where the woods are dark and the hill is steep. And if you should come to a stop in the middle of the dark woods on the steep hill, you get a blowjob, which is why I jog twice a day. That's how I barely work out. I do my own laundry. Everybody else? I live in an apartment building too, with college students and everything. I've come to learn this about college students. You definitely know you're a college student if there's a young girl. Her boyfriend was a bit of a dirtbag, but she had that organic, free-range laundry detergent. And that's how I was like, you definitely know you're a college student if you're fucking a dirtbag and you got organic, free-range laundry detergent. Like $7 a gallon laundry detergent. What's that, like $7 a cup to get one thing of laundry done? And then her boyfriend had like a snipe. He was still holding a used cigarette, And I'm like, how dirty is that guy's dick, right? But she uses organic stuff everywhere. I bet you it's organic soap on everything. And then she's like, I love you, honey. All right. They can't all be gems. They can't all be gems. I just saw her. I wanted to reflect the news back to you. And you reported back to me. Work on that one, Bear. I try not to write jokes when I go to the grocery store, but it happens. I go to the grocery store, that's like my private time, but then I shop the Queen Supers. Anybody else shop the Queen? That's it's over there in the Capitol Hill. I live in the neighborhood, and our grocery store chain here is King Supers, but in the neighborhood, it's the Queen Supers. She's out and proud. She's loud. She's got the tightest roll of sushi in the city. And the people watching is fun there. It's, I like it. I like to watch the couples do grocery shopping, especially brand new couples do the grocery shopping. And at the Queen Supers, you can't quite break down the couples into anything like boyfriend or girlfriend. That doesn't work. It's too diverse. You know, it's boyfriend and girlfriend and girlfriend and girlfriend and boyfriend all shopping. But I figured it out is you can break it down into top and bottom. Right, that's a lot of relationships. And then after much observation, I think the bottom is in charge at the grocery store. I'm a top, and I know I am not in charge at the grocery store. Bottoms manage everything. They have lists of shit we're gonna accomplish. They know what we need in the kitchen. Don't ask a top a question. That's terrible. Don't ask me a question. Ask me a question, and I make that, you just bit my dick face. Like, just, ah! Are we out of milk? Ah! Why would I even know that? Then I live by myself, so sometimes I gotta ask myself a question, you know? Like, do we have eggs? And I'm like, and I make the bite my dick face. That's the closest I come to doing a sit-up. That's how I barely work out at the grocery store. I wanted to close right there, but fucking A, you do that to me every time I come here, Aries. I plot out a whole set, and I'm like, that'll be the closer. And then you guys go, no. We are going to laugh at every joke, Bear, except for the last one. Why don't you fucking dig yourself a hole there, fella? Well, I'll get out of this. I'm from New England. That's New England, big victory already today. Mitt Romney not running for president. That news hit me like the night they canceled the new Knight Rider. You know what I mean? Like, I heard it was out there, but I was like, this does not affect me at all. I wasn't watching that show. That's a fresh one. I've had 6 hours to write that joke, everybody. You know, you don't pay a cover charge, Aries. You fucking demand like you're at the Apollo Theater. Like if I don't make it here, I won't fucking ever be able to come back. I bet you I'm back in 2 weeks, Aries. I'm not gonna tell you what my last joke is, and then I'll be out. Good night, everybody.
You had us hooked. Give it up for your headliner, Mr. Chuck Roy, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. Thank you to Eugene Kenny and Maria Navin. Thank you to Ari's Tavern for hosting this lovely comedy show. Please take care of your staff. Thank you all at home who are watching us streaming live. And thank you to the audience tonight. Have a good night, you all.